Bonjour mon petit chifle, Amber here, and I am back with another Books of the Month video. Yeah, I feel like it was just recently that I did my last one. So last month I talked about the fifth wave and I Am Malala. This month I read 2 books, and it could have been 3, but I'm glad it's 2 because I really just want to talk about this one book. Before I go into that, I'll talk about The Infinite Sea, which is the sequel to The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. And I don't really know whether or not I liked this book. I guess I didn't really feel anything from this book. I really like Ben. I really like Ben. I think he's a really good character. I want to like Evan. Wait, before I get in, I realized I didn't tell you what this is the follow-up to The Fifth Wave. In The Fifth Wave, Earth, humanity is basically wiped out by an alien population known as the Others, and there are very few survivors. Long story short, Cassie is separated from her little brother Sam. He's taken by the Others, and she is on a quest to get him back. But it's also told through different points of view. Ben, or Zombie, is a soldier in what he's sorry, mild spoilers. In what he believes is humanity's last stand. I'll just leave it there. Anyway, so this picks up after Cassie gets Sam back and they escape the compound, the base where Sam was being kept. And why am I still holding this up? So it's kind of basically the group of them trying to, I guess, figure out what's going on, how, if there is any way to combat the Others and to save humanity, I guess. In the midst of that, it's split into a whole separate book with Ringer and Razor, and she is trying to find Teacup. This is probably really confusing, like if you have no idea what's going on if you didn't read the first book, but I'm really trying to do this without spoiling too many things. It's really hard to explain this book without giving too much away from either book. But anyway, like I was saying, I really like Ben. I want to like Evan. I really do, because I feel like that's who we're being directed to like. Fun fact, in my head, Evan is Evan Walker. Why do I always do that? Evan Peters. Evan Peters, because Evan Peters played Kit Walker in the 2nd season of American Horror Story, and he kind of fits his description in that season with the dark hair and puppy eyes. Anyway, has nothing to do with him, and I think that's probably why I want to like him so much, because from the minute I started reading the book, he was Evan Peters to me. But I don't know, I don't particularly usually find myself, what did I just say? Liking the overly sappy romantic guys. I don't know. I don't know. Aside from Augustus Waters, but you know, whatever. He's bae, and if anyone says otherwise, I'll fight them. I didn't particularly like the two stories, not necessarily 2 stories, because like I said, I think I said it the first time, I kind of liked the different points of view, and that kind of come together. But this one felt like 2 completely separate books. I'm like, come on, you're not helping me figure out what's happening. And maybe that's the point, because this is the 2nd book. Maybe it's supposed to be like, what's going on? And the 3rd book's gonna be like, oh, whoa. But at the end, I'm just like, dude, what? And then the very end with Ringer and Razor and Teacup messed me up. I did not sign up for that. I'm not okay with that. No thank you, Yancey. Moving on to the moment we all have been waiting for. Book I completely fell in love with in the month of January. And that is The Wrath in the Dawn by Renee, I'm going to try to do this right, Ahdieh. So, this book follows the story of Shazi, who lives in Khorasan, and the Caliph of Khorasan, or the king, Khalid, every night he takes a new bride, and come morning sunrise, she's killed, and one of those girls happens to be Shazi's best friend, Shiva. So therefore, she volunteers to be his next bride with the plan of exacting revenge and murdering the boy king. But thank the Lord, that didn't happen. I have a note from the day I started reading this. It says, I started reading this technically yesterday and I'm already in love. The story captivated and intrigued me straight away, and by the last two words of page 82, I was completely in love with Khalid. That is an accurate summary of my whole reading experience. Okay, let me run down this book really quick. If you don't know, it's a retelling of 1001 Nights. And like I said, she plans to murder the king, but she plans to do it slowly by first surviving to the next morning and taking the time by telling him stories and I guess getting to know him more. She plans to learn his weaknesses and learns exactly how to go about killing him. But I think it's fairly obvious there's more to Khalid's story, and as she finds out more about who this non-vicious, cruel person is, they become closer, and I'm just like, I'm about this. Meanwhile, there is Tariq, who is Shazi's childhood best friend / first love, and he and Rahim are on a mission to rescue her from the palace, as well as her father, who is into some weird stuff. So they are separately but also together, I don't know if that makes sense, working to rescue Shazi without knowing what's actually happening behind palace walls, and that comes to a weird standstill. So it's such a great story. I think the one thing I would complain a little bit about, and it's not a constant thing, it's just sometimes the writing or the dialogue seems a little too modern. But aside from that, I love the writing, I love the way it's written. I feel like it's one of those books where you completely, like, as you're reading it, you feel like you are the character, and I think that contributes to my deep, deep love for the boy king. But I love I love Shazi's character. She's tough and she's smart, and I really like that. And I love the characters. Despina, she's hilarious. I feel like I'd be more like her. She's the no nonsense handmaiden that always has something to say. And Jalal, I like him. Then there's Khalid, and I'm just like, I don't think I've crushed this hard over a guy in a book since Augustus Waters. And you know, if I'm being honest, I might love him a little more. I know, please don't stop yelling at the screen. But I found myself like smiling like a preteen girl and just swooning over this character, and just like, even because I'm not one of those people that likes like the overly cheesy guys that always knows the right thing to say, like Edward Cullen. I'm like, bro, like, come on. I always appreciate it more. Jacob was just really real about everything he had to say, and even though there are some moments where Khalid would say something that would be like so cheesy, I'm just like, I love you so much. I can't wait until May. I actually don't think I gave a proper review of this book. I think I just rambled over a fictional guy, which is really the summary of my life. I can't wait until May, until The Rose and the Dagger, which is the sequel, comes out. And what I'm really looking forward to in this book is more magic. It was kind of hinted at, and like the beginnings of just like nods to what I guess hopefully will come in the next book. I know at the end there was a whole big to-do with magic, and that's how the book ended, but I need more. I guess I want more stories with Shazi and Khalid, because she was telling a story about Aladdin and then we never finished hearing about it. I'm assuming that, like, she kept telling him the story when he would come visit her at night, but Renee didn't continue writing the story, but I think that's cute, and so I'm also gonna need, at some point in the next book, Tariq to find his whole chill, and to realize that Shazi can make whatever decision she wants. You need to have all the seeds. I need more Yasmin. I want to see how that plays out. That whole Yasmin Shazi showdown thing. Can you possibly not do that? Sorry, it's my turtle. I kind of want to read the original book. Yeah, I haven't, but just to see how well it is as far as a retelling. And I mentioned before, I just love retellings. They're some of my favorite types of books. Books that take a story, a classic story, and twist them, which is kind of what I've done with the book I'm writing, sort of. There's not much I can say without spoiling too much, without giving too much away. Anyway, the book I'm reading now, I was also very excited about. It's Reawakened by Colleen Houck, and I'm about halfway through. This almost made it into this month's favorites, and I know I've mentioned time and time again that I love her other series, the Tiger's Curse books, so that's why I was really stoked about this book. I'm really enjoying it so far, so I will probably tell you more about this. I'll tell you more about this next month. So those are the books I read in January. Hopefully I'll get through more than 2 this month. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like me, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to let me know books you're reading, have read, loved, think I would love, and would you like to see me review next. And all my places are down there, and we can be buds, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!